Hello.
Hey guys.
So day two of the series on why we game. Today we're going to be talking about our first experiences with gaming.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew and I were talking about why we think we have such a draw, or this,
Where our passion started.
yeah, why we. I mean, we obviously really enjoy gaming, so we want to look into why that is by trying to remember far back as possible. What our first experiences with gaming, with games were.
Yeah. Well, I think for both of us, we grew up kind of both in the same area. Lived around here, and my first memory was watching Alexander's dad play Baldur's Gate against the computer. There was no, I don't
Yeah,
remember online games back
yeah,
then.
no.
But yeah, at least for me, it was really entertaining to watch his dad. Not specifically watch the game, but more watch your dad, because he found it so entertaining. So I thought it must be really interesting. I had no idea what was going on in the game, but because he found it very, like, he was so intent on winning that I thought it must be such a cool game. So that's how I got into it.
Especially as kids, where you're already so I guess shaped by your parents, watching. I mean, him watching my dad, me watching my dad. I mean, since you take after your parents so much, I mean, when you see your dad, enjoying something like that, then you're, I guess, inevitably going to be, really interested
Yeah.
in it. And I mean, I guess it was cool that the first game we saw was a type of Dungeons and Dragons type of game where, I mean, you have this magic and, I guess, spells and fantasy to it. I mean, I guess I mean, just sort of seeing that, I think, was a lot, like, visually was really cool to
Yeah,
see.
it was pretty cool.
Even back then, with these older PC games where the graphics were not really, what they are today, it was still really cool, seeing some huge fireball,
Yeah.
you know.
Exploding everywhere, killing a bunch of
Yeah,
orcs.
yeah. And especially, I mean, some of the stuff I remember about my dad was just how, and, like, I guess I think I remember it really specifically because, I would watch my dad a lot. I mean, instead of watching TV, I would watch my dad play
Yeah.
computer games. And, just the way he went about the game, I found so complex and so, like,
Mm-hmm.
it felt like there were so many things going on. Just watching my dad, like, how quickly he was moving through it, I was like, oh my god, like,
Yeah.
this is, like, visually, like, crazy.
Yeah.
Just and so, and then the other thing that I think was really, I think really grabbed us and has grabbed us since then about the whole idea of gaming was the mystery to it.
Yeah.
And
Like the unknown.
exactly. I mean, there's always this aspect to games when you're learning the game, when you just put that game in the computer or in the Xbox or the PlayStation, and you're really, when
You
it's
have no
loading,
idea what's going on.
you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what's going to happen, but I mean
You don't
that's
even
sort
know
of
the controls.
no, exactly. But you're still really excited about it because you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, I feel like we're hardwired, like, in our lives to sort of find schedules, find some rhythm to our lives, and so we really want to map out all those mysterious aspects of our lives, and it's really nice. It's like when you play a game, you're taking a break from that.
The
uh,
regimented, structured, like,
exactly,
existence.
yeah. So I feel like for the first game we saw, which was Baldur's Gate, which is like a Dungeons and Dragons type of game, just seeing how it looked. First of all, it looked really cool, and second of all, we had no idea what was going on, so we were inevitably drawn to try and figure out what it was that was happening. I feel like his
Yeah.
was one of the reasons why I think we.
And then seeing your dad, how interested he was in the game and how quick he was going through it, how he was pausing and unpausing and
Yeah.
killing stuff so quick.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah. So I think that's, and as the first sort of, like, day. Yesterday was like the introduction to the series, but today as, like, sort of the first day of us exploring our past with gaming. I think the whole idea of not knowing what's happening in games is really cool because throughout all the other games that we've played, we can look back on these past games that we played and really fondly remember the beginning of the game because I think gaming or these games sort of lose some of their allure the longer you play them because
Yeah.
you become an expert with it. You know exactly
You
what's
know
going to happen.
everything. You know what all the other enemies are going to be doing,
Yeah.
and you know exactly like how to counter it, and
Yeah.
it loses its fantasy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly. When you don't know what's going to happen, I mean, it's exciting when you figure it out. But once you figure it out, then it's like, well, gee, now I'm not going to have that same excitement again.
that's why people watch sports, because you don't know who's going to win.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, exactly. So there's that sense of not knowing in games that we find extremely, I guess, addictive. Not really knowing what's going to happen, really exploring the game. But since we're so obsessed with exploring the game, you explore the game, and then you're you're then left without, then you're an expert on the game, and then you don't have that same excitement the longer you play a game. So I mean, that's interesting, and it's I guess a good thing and a bad thing about gaming that you get so excited about this the aspect of learning a game, but then when you learn the game, well then it's like, well, okay, I know what happens now.
yeah.
And so I mean, but as a kid with the first game we watched my dad play Baldur's Gate. I mean, we didn't start playing it until later. So I think,
And then we were so bad.
yeah, oh god, we were horrible. We were horrible, but just watching him and not playing, it feels like for the first year or however long it was before we started playing, or the couple of years that we were continuously exploring the game because we didn't actually play it, so we couldn't actually reveal all the mysterious aspects to it, and we never knew what was going to happen since we were watching my dad. One day he'd be in this cave battling like trolls, and the next day he'd be fighting some wizard or something, and we'd have no idea how he gotten from there to there, and it was just like, oh my god, awesome.
Yeah.
So I mean, it was sort of like one of those things where we always had that mysterious element to the whole game, and we didn't really know what was happening, but that's why it was so exciting. So I think that mix, that like sort of that concoction of watching my dad play in our like earliest and like sort of transformative years of our youth
When you're really impressionable.
really sort of, I guess, got us hooked onto gaming.
Yeah.
Just really sort of made the whole process of really learning a game and becoming skilled at it. I mean, because although it's it's unfortunate when the game loses its mystery. Once you become an expert at a game, I mean that's when the competitive aspect
Yeah.
starts.
Yeah.
That's when you stop becoming a this sort of casual person just taking a break, and then you're like, you know what, I'm gonna get really freaking good at this game because
Become more
I I enjoy that sense of winning, as it
Yeah.
were. That sense of being like competitive with other people,
Mhm.
and so I think that led into our online escapades.
Yeah.
Years later. Yeah.
That's how we got into gaming, and I'm sure you guys have different stories that were just as interesting as ours. So tomorrow we're going to be covering when we first started playing games,
Yeah.
Age of Empires, Icewind Dale,
Today.
getting destroyed by your dad.
Yeah. 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 Tomorrow will be focused on when we started playing, when we actually sort of sat down at a computer and said, okay, now let's start figuring these games out. But yeah, today was focused on sort of just how we first sort of our first sort of memories of gaming and how we feel like
How we
that
got
sort of
hooked.
shaped us.
Nailed in the
Exactly.
coffin.
Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully, this has sort of shed some light on who we are, and also hopefully on your own experiences. So we look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow.
Great.
All
Thanks
right.
for tuning in.
Bye.